Hi, everyone. Hey, it's Lorina here, your mystical ex-Mormon. Uh, so I just wanted to share a quick story with you today. It's a short one, yeah, not a long video. And I was doing energy healing on someone. I don't know, this is about 2 weeks ago or so. And it was on a woman. And sometimes doing a session can become starts out, I mean, the intention is to be, this is an energy healing, but then it turns into a lot of mediumship coming through, or psychic messages coming through. You just never know, because I do all of those things. And I'm just like, hey, whatever shows up. It can be directed in one particular way, but usually some other elements of those things come in, like energy healing, or you just want a reading, and some energy healing might happen while you're sitting there, because I've had that happen too. So you just don't know what it's going to look like. And, it's up to the guides. They're more in charge than I am. I can direct the energy, but I'm not the one in charge usually. I mean, I can kind of shift things if I need to. But anyway, so this woman, amazing woman, came in for an energy healing. And she has, she had a kidney transplant. And so she has a kidney in her body that belongs to somebody else. And of course, this is life-saving. The interesting thing about it, first of all, she's so open. And it's easier to do a session and get more information from people who are open. It's just is that way. Some people are more shut down. It's harder to get energy moving. It's harder to kind of get in there and get information because we have blocks. This is quite natural. We all do this. Yeah, it's quite normal. And yeah, and sometimes you can be so open that it's hard to get information, because it's just this area that's almost like too open. And so you're just in this kind of land of this la-la land. And so it's harder to pull direct information in. So but this one was incredibly open. And she did have intention, and it's good to have an intention when you come in. Like, even though it doesn't have to be really, really clear, but there needs to be a focus of intention. Extremely helpful. Anyway, this beautiful woman came in, and she told me that she had a kidney transplant. And this was actually her second one. The first one failed. Anyway, this is the interesting thing about this whole story, that first of all, I could see so much, because this woman is so open, that I could get so much information from her and things that have happened to her in her life, that it was pretty wild. And this was for an energy healing session. So she got a lot of information. And this was an in-person session, but I also do remote sessions, and they can be just as powerful. She, oh yeah, so while and I have them on a table, lying on their back, and I'm kind of moving around them. And then all of a sudden I saw a woman in a car driving, and then boom, like a car accident. And I kept hearing, it came out of nowhere. It came out of nowhere. I didn't see it. And this was not her. This was not this woman I'm talking about. So what came through was the information about the woman whose kidney that she had. And what I was seeing is how she lost her life. And that moved forward into, so that was quite remarkable. I'm sharing this information with her. and this woman was well loved and had adult children, not really old adult children, but adult children. So what I also got was around her that anytime there was a significant holiday, like Mother's Day specifically, and other ones, that there was this sadness coming from her children and going, this is interesting, going straight into that energy, energetically, is going to my client. And even though they were happy that their mother was able to save somebody's life through this organ donation, there was still this sadness. And all this sadness, and probably maybe other people got some organs from this same woman, that there's this directed energy of sadness around their mother dying. And this was contained in her energy field. So I've never seen this before, but it actually does make sense. Anyways, we moved a lot of that energy so that she is not carrying the energy that people are directing at her. And they're not directing it like in a bad way, like trying to throw her sad energy. This is not the point. They're just, that's how they feel. And that's what they're going through. So she in turn is carrying this energy. And so we worked on cutting that off so that she is not influenced by that energy, because whether you're conscious of it or not, you're going to be influenced by that energy. And of course, by that, the woman's organ that you carry in your body. That's so the person's organ. So if you're if you have received an organ, you're going to be carrying that energy. And I think that's there's some well-known things around, information around people suddenly changing and wanting different things that they've never eaten before that belong to the person who's those personality traits or likes or dislikes that belong to that person. Anyway, so it was a really interesting experience to see this other person coming through, and then the influence coming through some of her relatives that are still living, that belong to the organ donor. Just an interesting situation. I've never seen it before. Anyway, and then I also saw a lot of things like this woman has been on the brink of death many times. I saw her sitting in an ambulance, like with trying to what's it called when you're trying to keep someone alive. Intubate, like you're intubating them and you've got this thing on and you're pressing on their chest trying to keep them alive. I could see things like that had happened to her. Just a phenomenal kind of experience for me even, and such a beautiful, lovely soul. And one of those souls she's been on the brink of life and death several times and has the most beautiful attitude about life itself, and carrying on with her life and not being afraid of death. So it was just one of those extraordinary experiences for me to be a part of that and do some energy healing and some reading for her in that experience. And also, she's super sensitive to energy too. And I think probably, if I remember correctly, has some mediumistic abilities and very deeply intuitive. So she felt and saw a lot of stuff too while we were doing this session. Anyway, I just wanted to share that because it was amazing, and what can happen energetically to us and around us, and how sensitive we are to energy. We're picking stuff up all the time. We just don't know it. And I have done videos where I've said we are all psychic, we all have psychic abilities, and a lot of information comes in through our bodies. And I've gotten some comments of that, like, oh, that's complete crap and bullshit and that kind of stuff. It's like, no. Sometimes we just don't know how to read it, and we don't know that it's information that is coming in. We just don't know. And so we're picking stuff up. Something doesn't feel right. We think it's us, and it's actually our environment. It's coming from somebody in our environment, or somebody's sending us some bad vibes. We might not know why. Could be any of these things. So, and I would say, it's a really good idea to learn some type of energy healing. I'm not telling you this because I'm teaching it. I do teach it, not a lot, but I do have some energy healing classes sometimes. And I also teach energy healing techniques in my psychic and mediumship development classes. Anyway, the reason why it's a good idea is because you become more sensitive to energy, so that there's more understanding that that might not be you. It's in your environment, and it's coming from somebody or something in your field. And it gives you start getting more information, so that it's not just you. Because quite often it isn't just you. It's everything. And there's so much tension and craziness in the world today. So there's a lot of psychic energy just in the air, like this. When I say psychic energy, I mean like this mental, emotional energy that is just thick in the air. So we pick that up too. So what do you do about that? You can do breath work, you can meditate, you can go outside, go for a run, whatever makes you feel better. Go dancing, get rid of some of that energy so that you feel clear. There are a lot of clearing techniques you can do. Maybe I'll do a video about clearing techniques now that I'm talking about that. Anyway, I'm kind of going off on another tangent, but anyway, I hope you get something out of this. I thought it was just a really interesting experience, so I wanted to share it. That's about it. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you soon. Bye.